let's go over the Week 9 Power Rankings.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and in today's video, we're going to be going over my Week 9 Power Rankings. We're going to be going over the top 10 teams according to me in the NFL going into Week 9. But before we do that, guys, if you haven't gotten into the description, get into the description. Links to the Patreon, merch, donation page, Twitter, all that stuff is in the description. Go click on all of those links, but more importantly, guys, read what it says right there. Hit the sub button to get all your Talking Jets with Tigo content. Hit the notification bell, and if you like the video, hit the like button. Let's hop right in to today's video. A lot of change from last week to this week. Some teams have fallen out of the top 10, new teams in the top 10. We're going to start off with a brand new team in the top 10, and that, to me, is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens got a good win against Tampa Bay this week on Thursday on a short week against a very, very well-coached, maybe not well-coached, but a very good defense. And they were able to overcome, in my opinion, a lot of the problems that offense has, and the fact that the defense in Baltimore is still relatively hurt. The Ravens got the job done, winning 27-22 in Tampa, which isn't an easy place to go travel to and play. We all know about the temperature, like it's really hot in Florida and all that stuff, and they're from Baltimore where they're going through a winter, so it's not an easy place to play, but to go away and play in Tampa on a short week and win, the Ravens move into number 10 on my power rankings list. At number 9, we have a team falling to number 9, and that's the New York Jets. We all know as Jets fans who watch this channel that the New York Jets lost to the New England Patriots, but after watching that game a second time, I think the New York Jets were the best team on the field there. We just, unfortunately, Zach had probably his second worst game in his career against the New England Patriots, and that was our game to win. And if it wasn't for a couple of really, really bad calls from the refs and, Zach Wilson throwing 3 interceptions, I think we walk away with that from that game with a win. I think we win that game 9 times out of 10, and I hope I'm proven right after the bye. But for me, the New York Jets fall from 6 to 9. You did lose. You're going to have to take a dive, and that's what happens here in my list. Now at number 8, we have a team rising up the rankings. Last week they were number 10. This week they're number 8, and that's the Seattle Seahawks. They had a really nice win against the New York Giants, scoring 27 points on that defense, which is pretty good, and a really struggling hard Seattle defense held a high-flying, high-octane New York Giants offense to 13 points. And to me, I find that pretty impressive. So Seattle takes a jump, goes from 10, comes up to 8, and they're seriously in the mix to probably win their division in the NFC. And that's insane because I don't think I know I didn't look at them and say, you know what? At this point in the season, Seattle's going to be 5-3. It's the same thing with a lot of people with the Jets. Who would have said that the Jets were going to be 5-3? And for me, I think that's really, really impressive. Moving on to number 7, another team on my list taking a jump up after having a win this week. Now, they were expected to win, and they did their job, and that's the Tennessee Titans, previously number 9, now number 7. They had the luck to face the Houston Texans, which is probably the easiest win that they're going to get all year. It's still a division battle, so Houston plays those games really, really hard. They have to face those teams twice. Tennessee won that game. They positioned themselves in the lead of that division, and you got to respect the division leaders and what they're doing. The Tennessee Titans jump up 2 spots from 9 up to 7. Now we move on to 6, and this is a team that's taken a dive a little bit, right? They used to be 5, now they're 6, and that's the New York Giants. I still really, really like what I'm seeing from the Giants. You got to respect the record. The Giants are 6-2. They're 6-2, right? You got to respect what they're doing. And the belief of what their roster is and what they can be has to be taken away from the power rankings. Right now, they're probably a really, really hard team to face against. It's a team that you look at your schedule and you go, you know what? this isn't an easy game. They got some good things going on defense. Saquon Barkley is looking like the Saquon Barkley of old. And Brian Daboll has that offense running really, really effectively. And I know that he's not calling the plays and he's taking a CEO role, but it's still his offense. And I can't remember their offensive coordinator's name off of the top of my head. But that offense is running like a well-oiled machine, even with the fact that they don't have, like, name a New York Giant wide receiver. Like, because I can't, right? And they're still going out and winning games. And I know they just lost to Seattle, and that's why they dropped a spot. But that being said, it's still, Seattle's not an easy team to beat. We know that they're a high octane offense, but I still like the Giants. They take a dive from 5 to 6, and now we go into the top 5. At number 5, a team rising up the power rankings, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys beat down and totally annihilated the Bears, and that's exactly what they should have done, right? They almost put 50 on the Bears. It was 49-29. That defense, man. Micah Parsons is one of the biggest draft steals. The fact that they got Micah Parsons that late and that he was listed as a linebacker, like, is absolutely insane. And the fact that not only is he like an elite pass rusher, but I've seen him drop into cover. I love Micah Parsons. Absolutely hurts me that he's on the Cowgirls, but they absolutely demolished the Bears, and you got to give respect where respect is due. They moved to 6-2, and that's a really, really nice record, and that's a fact. That's a testament to the fact that offense and defense are run exceptionally well, and they won a lot of those games with the backup. The Cowgirls go from 7 to 5, and then the top 4, they remained the same. The Minnesota Vikings are my 4th ranked team. They played the Cardinals and they beat the Cardinals. This was at home. The Cardinals got a lot of new weapons. DeAndre Hopkins came back out of suspension. That's not an easy team by any stretch of the imagination. But that being said, you still got to win the games that are in front of you. And while the Vikings are, like I said, 6-1, they're at number 4 just because of like the schedule. I look at their schedule, I look at who the Vikings have faced, and I go, you know what? While that's incredibly impressive, there are other teams that are doing more impressive things. Remaining at number 3 are the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know what a lot of people are saying. The Eagles are undefeated. How are they the number 3 ranked team? Well, it's because if they were to face my number 1 and number 2 ranked team any given Sunday, I don't think they win. And that's just the reality of it. I think the Eagles have been blessed with an exceptionally easy schedule. They beat down on a very, very bad Pittsburgh Steelers team right now, and they should win that game. And that's why they're number 3. And that's not a bad thing. But I think that they're going to be, this is a reality of the fact that I think Philadelphia is probably going to stay at number 3 throughout the rest of the season unless something drastic happens to my top 2 teams, based purely on the fact that they might end the season 16-1. 17-0, 15-2. That's a realistic, but that's just because they've got one of the easiest schedules, in my opinion, in the NFL. And it's not a testament until they face a team that I look at and that's super, like, I look at it and I go, wow, look at that team. It's really hard for me to put the Eagles anywhere higher than 3 because at number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs, and at number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They were on a bye week this week. They didn't have to play anybody, right? And I get that. And so they don't move because they only got healthier. They didn't lose a game. They didn't win a game. I get that. But they're still the Kansas City Chiefs. As long as Patrick Mahomes is under center, Travis Kelce is there. They added Kadarius Toney, who, like I tweeted out, if you guys didn't see it, I said, watch, after this trade, Kadarius Toney is going to miraculously get healthy again. And he is. Apparently he's healthy and miraculous. Now he's going to play. That being said, they only got better on the trade deadline. They only got better during this whole time. And so they remain at number 2. And then the Buffalo Bills doing Buffalo Bills things. That Sunday night football game was absolutely horrible to watch. It was just Buffalo annihilating the Packers, 27-17. What are you going to say? Buffalo is incredibly hurt, and it doesn't matter. They're still going to go out there, and they're going to dominate the competition. And that absolutely sucks because the New York Jets have to face them this week. But guys, there are my power rankings. I'm going to go over them one more time. At 10, we have the Ravens. At 9, we have the Jets. At 8, we have the Seahawks. At 7, we have the Titans. At 6, the Giants. At 5, the Cowboys. 4, the Vikings. 3, the Eagles. 2, the Chiefs. And 1, the Bills. Let me know what you guys think of my NFL power rankings. And last but not least, go Jets.